lady says that her biggest issue is health care. And you already said that you do support single payer, but she asked specifically about single payer and universal health care. And she also wants to know, what are your feelings about the current U.S. system? So I'm going to ask, what are your feelings about the current U.S. healthcare system, and how can we go about getting to single payer here in California?
Yeah, so the current healthcare system, specifically in the United States, we have Obamacare, right? And in California, same thing. Here in California, we're actually trying to pass Senate Bill 562, SB 562, in the past, like within the last year, which would have provided a single payer healthcare system. And so right now, our healthcare system as is not efficient. People are still paying high deductibles. People are still paying high premiums out of their paychecks. People are still paying high copays and high amounts for prescription drugs. And these subsidies that we're giving to these health insurance companies, they're just overpricing every service, every prescription drug that we have, and it's inefficient. And a lot of people can't afford the healthcare that they need. Look at me, for example. I have a great job. I have the PPO 500. I have the best health insurance in my company has to offer, and I had to get a cyst removed last 2 weeks ago, and I ended up paying $1,000 still, and that's with the best insurance. I pay $80 a paycheck to Blue Shield, and I still ended up paying like $1,000 for this healthcare system when my friend from Canada literally had the same removal and got it for free and in 15 minutes. And so, it's very, the way it is now, our public healthcare system at Obamacare and our private healthcare system is ridiculous. And so, in California, we're trying to actually build a movement around SB 562, which would establish a single payer system. And it's going to take a lot of hard work because many of these, what makes it harder too is a lot of these Democrats in office. And the funny thing is, California has like a super majority of Democrats, or a majority, and they still can't pass single payer healthcare. Is that some of them will actually co-sponsor the bill, and so many people in California will be like, oh my God, the Democrats are going very progressive, and then when the bill dies, they just keep quiet about it. So there's a lot of work to be done. Single payer is still the way, because currently the way it is right now under Obamacare is not working, and then even private health insurance companies through employers like mine are still expensive.
So they got to go the way of the buffalo. There's no getting around it. Well, how can we strategically start to? I mean, Anthony Rendon, who is a Democrat,
right.
He shelved the bill. Right. So, like, just from a strategic standpoint, what do we do to kind of? I mean, obviously, we got to primary him out. We've had Maria Estrada on the show. She's hopefully going to win.
Right.
But, if she doesn't, like, how can we kind of pry this out of his hands?
Yeah, so I think there are two ways to make social change or any change. One way is through politics, which is what Maria is trying to do. Shout out to Maria. She's trying to, take his seat so we could actually have someone in power who has the privilege, the resources, the media outlets who could get this spotlight on single payer. The second way is what the nurses are doing here in California, or the Healthy California campaign, is they're actually knocking on doors every week in Rendon's district and other assembly members' districts so that constituents could reach out to their, political representatives. And so those are the ways to do it. Is you either got to build a movement around it, or literally primary these people out of office so that, and those two are not mutually exclusive. You do both at the same time. So those are some of the ways I think that will happen, because one thing I want to mention too is not a lot of people see that the amount of debts that happen because people can't afford health care. But you'll see something like what will happen in a mass shooting or in Syria, and you'll get a lot of attention on that. And so I think the more that we publicize and we connect these personal experiences for family members who are going through the same thing that someone else is like 100 miles away, then I think we'll get more attention. So yeah, so those are the two big ways I think we could bring about single payer or any change in general.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. That was a clip from Get Your News On with Ron, the world's first viewer-curated streaming news show. What does that mean? That means I log on to a stream and people tweet me articles over on Twitter at Ron Placone, or they use our Reddit subsection, which is just Get Your News On with Ron over on Reddit. And that's how we build the show. I'm seeing all these articles for the first time. We are literally getting our news on together. Follow me on Twitter at Ron Placone so you can participate. And this show streams live every Tuesday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please do tune in. If you want to support this show, you can do so over on patreon.com/Ron Placone, where for as low as $1 a month, you get access to exclusive podcasts every week, exclusive videos, free tickets to shows when I'm performing in your town, and more for as low as $1 a month. Please do consider it. Thank you so much for your support. This has been Get Your News On with Ron.